Today we celebrate the feast of the conversion of St. Paul. And I think it's a great great joy for us neighbors of the city of St. Paul. We get to celebrate our patron saint. St. Paul is the only saint that has a special feast day that recognizes his conversion. And what is so relevant about his conversion? I think it's important to draw a comparison to really appreciate what does his conversion mean. Let's think about great enemies of Christianity nowadays. The best example that I could come up with, perhaps it's not perfect, but perhaps some of us know Sam Harris. Sam Harris is a public intellectual who is a great enemy of Christianity. I wouldn't say an enemy of Christianity, but he's an atheist, and he's been speaking about Christianity, against Christianity for many years. And he's persuasive, and he's an extremely smart guy. So I think the conversion of St. Paul would be more or less like the conversion of Sam Harris. If Sam Harris turned to Christianity, that would make the news for sure. That would be out there. And that's what the conversion of St. Paul looked like. He was a very well-known enemy of Christianity. He was a relentless persecutor, and he came to the faith. So, what I think that what we're celebrating today, in a deeper analysis, is the power of grace over sin. What we're recognizing is God's power. The fact that there is no one who is too far away from God that God's grace cannot touch. That's what we're celebrating really. The fact that there is no place dark enough that God cannot come to illuminate and to transform and to bring light and new life into it. That is what we're celebrating. We're saying, God, your grace is so powerful that you can even knock down those who are prideful and those who are enemies of Christianity. And let's take even one more step. What we're celebrating today is not only that God can bring into light those who are in darkness, but that God can make of enemies apostles. Of those who are against Christianity, the greatest promoters of Christianity. So it's not only rescuing those who are in the dark place, it's rescuing those who are in a dark place and exalting them so that they can be key instruments for the faith. Isn't that something remarkable? That God's grace can really transform and touch everything and make everything new and make everything beautiful and serve His own purposes? So, how can we bring this to our life? I would say we could make a twofold application. The first one is, there is no one in our life that is too far away from God that we should give up our hope on. So, for example, I have a sister that I care dearly for, but my sister is very far away from the faith. My sister doesn't practice. My sister doesn't care for the faith. Probably she hasn't gone to Mass in years. Well, I'm sure my ordination was the last time she went. But today is a day where I say, if God was able to touch St. Paul's heart, if God was able to transform someone who was persecuting Christians into the faith, why should I give up faith on my sister? Isn't God's grace even more powerful than sin? Isn't God's grace more powerful than the hardness of heart? And the second thing that I think we could apply to our own life is the following. God brings from darkness things to the light. So I also know that in my own life there are places of darkness. I know that in my soul there are still places of darkness. What are those places of darkness in your own soul? What are those places of hardness of heart in your own soul? So today is also a day where we can say, you can also change and you can also transform those places of darkness in my own life. So I think that today is a day that should fill us with hope, because God's grace can transform even what seems to be completely lost.